Today we're going to show you how to install our kicker kit. What comes with the kit here, you have the cover. This just bolts on. All the gears and everything are self-contained in this. So once you install the main shaft, which we're going to show you how to install that, put the seal and the gear on the end of the main shaft, you'll simply bolt this on and your kicker kit's ready to roll. It's like here on your clutch basket, to let you know, the nut on this is reverse threads. So you don't want to go try and take it off the normal way. You'll be tightening it, and you can bust the threads off the end of your main shaft. And then up here on the crank, it's just normal threads. This shaft isn't tapered, so everything slides off pretty easy. This front one's going to give you a little bit of resistance because that's where your stator's at, and there's magnets in there. So if you'll see when I pull that on, it'll want to pull back off. So it's going to feel a little bit odd to you, but what I like to do is just kind of get this one out a little bit, then kind of pull the back off, because then you can just keep the chain and everything together. Now that you have everything away, now we're to the transmission. What they call this is the trap door. You're pretty much just going to take these 5 bolts out. Your whole transmission will come out as one unit. Here's your transmission. Here's your main shaft. This is the piece we're going to be changing. If you look inside the transmission here, all the way over there is a rubber seal. If you want to, at this point, it might be a little easier if you got like a long screwdriver or something. Stick it in that hole all the way through there and just kind of pop the seal out of there so you don't have to drill a hole into it on the other side to try to pull it out. And right now is a good time to, while you have this out, maybe get all the old oil out of here. Now we're gonna install the main shaft on this transmission. Obviously there's a lot of moving parts and some technical stuff to get apart on this. You know, some of the clips and things on this transmission is kind of a bear, so if you're taking it apart yourself, what I would suggest is all the gears on each shaft, as you take them off, lay them in a pile and keep them separated and in order. Now on this, you just start taking the gears off. They have these snap rings right here, you'll see, that you got to get on your pliers. Can you hold that for me, Joe? And you got to kind of spread them open and pull them up. Sometimes they're kind of a bear to get off. Cool. And here you are, there's your main shaft. What you have to do now is you need a press. You know, you're not going to be able to hammer this out or beat it out. Press the new main shaft in until it seats, and then just reverse the process. Put it back together. Okay, after you get that done, you're just going to slide your transmission right back in. You just have to take off your brake linkage, your exhaust, and then your foot peg here. Then the kit comes with a seal. You'll be pressing the seal in here. You simply just tap it in place until it's flush. I would suggest some anti-seize on the threads of this gear. You just simply screw that in. Then you can hand tighten it as much as you can. Then you're gonna put the cover on with your existing screws. After we install the kicker on it, usually we'll pull the plugs out of the bike and just kind of kick it over by hand a couple times, make sure everything's meshing, everything's working correctly. Just reassemble it, put your kicker pedal on, and there you go.